Hello, my name is Ted Trandall. I'm going to be speaking to you about World Ventures Unlimited, which is a ministry that my wife and I are in charge of. World Ventures Unlimited's passion and vision is to see all peoples love and glorify God with all of their heart, soul, mind, and strength. And our vision is to reach and invest into the emerging generation to make disciples that love, obey, and follow Jesus. That's what we are exist to do and why we are doing what we do. The core values that shape our ministry and support what we do is integrity, honor, training, revelation, transformation, surrender, innovation, and joy. We believe the joy of the Lord is our strength, and that helps us continue, gives us longevity. We don't do things out of duty. We do it because the Lord infuses us with joy, and we're excited to continue and to move on, to see people come to a knowledge of the Lord and to be discipled. And it causes us to have great joy. So that's why one of the reasons why we have that sort of a unique core value, I believe. Recently, we did a SWOT analysis looking externally and internally at our current situation and our resources. And we synthesized all of that into this SWOT analysis. And we see that our strengths, specifically, I'm going to be talking about Myanmar, just for the sake of time. And most of our goals and our objectives and things that we'll be talking about is for the country of Myanmar. In that country, as we look at it, our strength is that we have experienced, trained, and motivated directors in that country. And thank God He's also blessed us with a stable cash flow and positive cash flow. So that enables us to do what we're doing. And right now, that is a good strength. Our weakness is one of the things that we need to do in the U.S. side of things is we see that we need our ministry to have an increased awareness. We also could really use an administrator. We're spread too thin as we live in China and we have things going on in Myanmar. Also, and the things that we got going on in Myanmar are more than just one. We have an orphanage that we're working with. We have these emerging generations, which I'll be talking to you about just in a little bit. But also we have a preschool that we just built and hope to be having as one of our goals. I'll be talking to that too just a little bit. It's an inaugural class, which has been made. This has been developed in a leprosy village. So opportunities, we have a lot of them. Myanmar, we have a lot of invitations from all over the place that we can do all kinds of things. There's a great spiritual hunger and openness to the gospel. Our focus is on the 15 to 30 year of age demographic, and we call that the emerging generation. We have also developed some great relationships who have the same within government and the church world within Myanmar, who also have a passion for the unreached people groups, as well as the emerging generation. And we have some opportunities, I believe, with future partnerships in the United States, which would help us to fund things that we need to do. And that leads us to the threats. It is possible always that you have more vision than you do money, funding. So that's something to always be thinking about, that we need to be aware of. And also just the unpredictable nature of access to the gospel and to ministry in Myanmar. Right now it's fairly stable, but it is unpredictable too, and it's geographical depending on who happens to be in power at that particular place that you may want to do ministry. This is one of the major reasons we are in Myanmar, is that they had free elections, maybe about, 5 years ago or so, and it has opened the door and made them the government has more openness to investment from foreigners, tourism, even things of the gospel, depending on where you're at. So this has been a momentous occasion. Just think of that. After 54 years, uh, now they're not persecuting the church as they used to. I mean, things are still a work in progress now, even after 5 years, but we have opportunity, and that's one of the reasons why we're there. So through all of that, we've developed three goals. Our first goal is to reach, invest, and disciple 10,000 of Myanmar's emerging generation through 10 emerging generation summits over the next 4 years. These emerging generation summits, really quickly, is where we gather this age demographic together for an intense time of training, encouragement, knowledge. We resource them, and we feed them while they're there. We have music, we make it fun, but it's just in this intense time of evangelism and discipleship, and we try to give them vision to reach their world for the Lord, and that just because they're young doesn't mean that they can't have influence, and they can, if they're 18, they can reach their peers or even go to younger. And we give them tools to start small groups and put that vision inside of them. So that's part of what the Emerging Generation Summits are about. And after they've attended all of the sessions, then we distribute to them the resources, flash drives with all kinds of material on that's been translated into their languages. We give them a New Testament. We also give them hard copy books, whatever the Lord has been able to help us procure. This is what the emerging generation looks like. Sometimes we print up t-shirts, and we have a good time. We've had anywhere from as little as 100 and as many as 400 that attend these events. Our second goal is related to the new construction project that we just finished in a leprosy community, where we're starting a new preschool, Christian preschool. And so we want to begin that inaugural class by August of this year, 2019. So we're looking for 25 students for that. And we've got our teacher. She's the girl that's standing in between Julie and I down there. And we're hoping to have the school look like similar to what that picture is on the top, with fun decorations and little kids learning about the Lord Jesus Christ. Our third goal is the unreached people groups of Myanmar that we would like to identify, assess, and engage and sustain in evangelistic and discipleship ministry with unreached people groups in Myanmar. There is a website called thejoshuaproject.net, and I think another one also we can access. It's called Finish the Task, and these identify unreached people groups, and their criteria for unreached people groups might be, for example, less than 2% of a particular people group that speaks a particular language does not have a Christian influence. There isn't people who are born again. There isn't a church, a sustainable church. So for us, for this initiative, what we want to do is find where are these groups, can we access them, and then what could we do to evangelize and make a sustainable work there. So this is something else that we want to accomplish and do in Myanmar as well. God has given us opportunity. Some years ago, He spoke to me very clearly to cross the oceans and to spend my life making disciples. And that's what we're doing. That's what World Ventures is all about. And thank God for this opportunity to share it with you.